Drew Cain's world crumbles, the shocking custody battle that could send him to prison. The walls are closing in on Drew Cain and Port Charles, and what started as a simple plan to relocate to Washington, D.C., has exploded into a family war that threatens to destroy everything he's worked to build. After months of planning his move to the nation's capital with his daughter Scout, Drew's authoritarian decision to cut off Scout from her entire extended family has triggered a devastating chain of events that could land him behind bars and cost him custody of the daughter he claims to protect. The breaking point, when family love becomes legal warfare. Drew's transformation from Port Charles hero to manipulative congressman has reached its most dangerous phase. His shocking announcement that Scout would be banned from seeing her grandmother Alexis Davis, her half-brother Danny Morgan, and the entire Quartermain family has pushed Alexis beyond her breaking point. The veteran attorney, who has already lost her daughter Sam McCall to tragic circumstances, refuses to stand by and watch her granddaughter disappear into Drew's increasingly isolated world. What Drew didn't anticipate was the depth of Alexis's legal knowledge and her willingness to use it. Sources close to the storyline reveal that Alexis will formally petition the court for full custody of Scout, citing Drew's pattern of unscrupulous behavior and arguing that relocating Scout away from her family support system is not in the child's best interest. The custody battle promises to expose Drew's darkest secrets, including his extensive blackmail schemes involving Nina Reeves, Portia Robinson, and Curtis Ashford. Scout's dangerous truth, the secret that changes everything. The most explosive element of this custody drama lies not in legal arguments or character witnesses, but in the innocent observations of an 8-year-old girl who has seen too much. Scout Cain, portrayed by young actress Cassette Abenanti, has been quietly absorbing the toxic atmosphere surrounding her father's increasingly desperate behavior. Unlike the adults who enable or fear Drew's manipulations, Scout possesses something far more dangerous to her father: the unfiltered truth of a child's perspective. General Hospital spoilers indicate that during the custody hearing, Scout will make a revelation that will shock the courtroom and immediately turn the tide against Drew. The nature of this secret remains explosive enough to warrant the judge's immediate anger and result in an instantaneous transfer of custody to Alexis. While the specific details are closely guarded, sources suggest it involves Drew's recent criminal activities that violate the terms of his previous legal agreements. The judge's fury when children expose adult corruption. The courtroom scene promises to be one of General Hospital's most dramatic moments in recent memory. Judge Eva Heron, known for her no-nonsense approach to family law, will reportedly be so disturbed by Scout's testimony that she will make an immediate custody decision without deliberation. This unprecedented judicial response suggests that Scout's revelation goes far beyond typical family dysfunction and ventures into criminal territory that makes Drew an unfit parent. Legal experts consulted about similar real-world scenarios explain that immediate custody transfers typically occur only when a child's safety is in imminent danger or when evidence of criminal behavior directly impacts parental fitness. The judge's fury, as described in spoiler reports, indicates that Drew's secret involves actions that not only violate the law, but also demonstrate a pattern of behavior that makes him unsuitable to raise a child. Drew's network of enemies, a web of blackmail and betrayal. Drew's downfall has been building for months through his systematic campaign of blackmail and manipulation. His affairs with both Nina Reeves and her daughter Willow Corinthos have created a scandal that could destroy his political career. More damaging still are his blackmail schemes targeting key Port Charles figures, including his manipulation of Hospital Chief of Staff Portia Robinson and her husband Curtis Ashford. The congressman's web of corruption extends to his interference in Michael Corinthos' recovery in Germany, where he paid medical staff to lie about Michael's condition and availability to speak with Willow. This calculated cruelty, designed to isolate Willow and make her more dependent on Drew, demonstrates the lengths he will go to control the people in his life. Each of these schemes has created powerful enemies who would be more than willing to provide testimony against him in a custody hearing. Alexis Davis, the grandmother's last stand. Nancy Lee Grant's portrayal of Alexis Davis has shown a woman pushed to her absolute limit, having already lost her daughter Sam in tragic circumstances. Alexis views Scout as her last connection to the daughter she mourned. Her decision to pursue custody represents more than a legal maneuver. It's a grandmother's desperate attempt to protect the only family she has left from a man she increasingly views as dangerous. Alexis's legal background gives her unique insight into the complexities of family law and grandparent rights. However, her past struggles with alcoholism and previous legal troubles create vulnerabilities that Drew's legal team will undoubtedly exploit. The battle promises to be particularly brutal, with both sides having significant weaknesses that the opposing counsel will attempt to leverage. The Washington, D.C. connection, political ambitions versus family bonds. Drew's insistence on moving to Washington, D.C. isn't merely about his congressional duties. It represents his attempt to create a completely controlled environment where Scout would be isolated from anyone who might question his behavior or influence her perspective. The move to the nation's capital would effectively cut Scout off from the Quartermain family legacy, her connection to her late mother Sam's memory, and the extended family network that has provided stability throughout her young life. This geographic isolation strategy reveals Drew's understanding that his behavior cannot withstand scrutiny from people who knew him before his transformation into the manipulative figure he has become. By removing Scout from Port Charles, he hopes to control the narrative of their relationship and prevent anyone from witnessing or questioning his parenting methods. The betrayal that breaks Drew's heart, perhaps the most psychologically devastating aspect of this custody battle, will be Drew's realization that his own daughter has turned against him. Scout's decision to reveal his secrets in court represents the ultimate betrayal from the person he claims to love most. Her testimony won't be the calculated move of an adult seeking revenge, but the honest words of a child who no longer feels safe with her father. The aftermath of Scout's courtroom revelation will likely show Drew's complete emotional breakdown, as he realizes that his attempts to control and protect his daughter have instead driven her away. His angry confrontation with Scout following the custody decision will demonstrate just how far he has fallen from the heroic figure he once represented. The ripple effects, how this battle changes everyone. This custody battle will have far-reaching consequences beyond just Drew and Alexis. Jason Morgan, as Scout's uncle and Danny's father, will be forced to navigate the complex family dynamics while protecting his son from the fallout. The Quartermain family will rally around their youngest member, potentially creating new alliances and conflicts within the established family structure. Willow Corinthos, despite her recent romantic involvement with Drew, may find herself forced to choose between supporting him or protecting the children involved. Her own custody battle for her children with Michael Corinthos adds another layer of complexity to an already volatile situation. Legal precedents and real-world implications. While General Hospital operates in the heightened reality of soap opera drama, the custody storyline touches on real-world issues that resonate with viewers. Grandparent rights, parental alienation, and the impact of criminal behavior on custody decisions are serious legal matters that affect thousands of families. The show's portrayal of these issues, while dramatically enhanced, provides a framework for discussing the genuine challenges faced by families in crisis. The future of the Cain family legacy. As this storyline unfolds, it becomes clear that Drew's actions have fundamentally altered the trajectory of his family's future. Scout's relationship with her father may be irreparably damaged, regardless of the custody outcome. The trauma of being forced to testify against her own parent in court will likely have lasting psychological effects that the show will need to address in future storylines. The resolution of this custody battle will determine not only where Scout lives, but also how she remembers her childhood and her relationship with both sides of her family. Drew's fall from grace serves as a cautionary tale about how quickly power and desperation can corrupt even the most well-intentioned person, ultimately destroying the very relationships they claim to protect. This explosive storyline promises to deliver the high-stakes drama and emotional intensity that General Hospital fans expect, while exploring themes of family loyalty, legal justice, and the ultimate price of betrayal. As the courtroom doors close and the judge renders her decision, one thing remains certain: the Cain family will never be the same. Next, we're diving deep into a mind-blowing theory that could rewrite the entire history of one of Port Charles' most beloved families. What if Roco Falconeri isn't who we all think he is? Let's start by revisiting the scandal that rocked the Falconeri Spencer clan years ago. Dr. Britt Westburn, known for her cunning schemes and complicated love life, took desperate measures to hold on to the man of her dreams, Dr. Patrick Drake, in a plot orchestrated by her infamous mother, Dr. Liesel Obrecht. Britt underwent a secret procedure where Liesel implanted a fertilized embryo stolen from Lulu, Spencer, and her then-husband, Dante Falconeri. This embryo was meant to be the key to Brit's happiness, allowing her to carry a child that would bind Patrick to her forever. But 7 months after the baby's birth, the truth exploded like a bombshell. Brit's deception was uncovered, and Roco, originally named Ben by Brit, was returned to his rightful parents, Lulu and Dante. Since that dramatic handover, Roco has grown up under their roof, cherished as their biological son, with no one questioning the narrative. Yet, hidden in the shadows of this storyline lies a tantalizing what-if that could upend everything we've accepted as fact. Imagine this twist. What if the embryo implantation was nothing more than a failed experiment, and Brit was already carrying her own child when the procedure happened? Picture Brit, driven by her obsession with Patrick, rushing into the plan without a second thought. She trusted her mother's medical expertise blindly, never pausing to consider her own body's signals. Unbeknownst to her, she might have conceived naturally just before the implantation, rendering Lulu and Dante's embryo irrelevant. It simply didn't take hold. Brit carried the pregnancy to term, gave birth to little Ben, and bonded with him in ways she couldn't explain, all while convinced he was stolen goods. This invented detail adds layers to her character. Perhaps subtle clues like unusual cravings or early symptoms were dismissed as side effects of the procedure, but in hindsight, they pointed to a pregnancy that was hers from the start. When the confession came, Brit's heartbreak wasn't just about losing a child she had tricked herself into loving. It was the raw, instinctual pain of a mother separated from her flesh and blood. Delving deeper into Brit's emotional turmoil, recall how she named the baby Ben and poured her heart into caring for him. During those precious months, she described an unbreakable connection, a maternal pull that defied logic, especially since she believed he wasn't hers biologically. Adding a fresh angle, let's speculate that Brit experienced vivid dreams during her pregnancy, visions of a future with this child that felt eerily personal, as if her subconscious knew the truth her mind ignored. When Elizabeth Baldwin stumbled upon Brit's written confession and alerted Dante and Lulu, the custody battle erupted swiftly. Brit handed over the infant with tears streaming down her face, her world shattering. She mourned for years, even after moving on with other relationships, always holding a soft spot for the boy she thought was another couple's miracle. This lingering grief could be the show's subtle hint at a deeper biological tie, a mother's intuition that no amount of logic could erase. Inventing a new element here, perhaps Brit kept a secret journal during that time, filled with entries about an inexplicable sense of loss that went beyond guilt, entries that might resurface in a future plotline to fuel this revelation. Now, the glaring oversight in this saga. No DNA test was ever performed to confirm Roco's parentage. In the high-stakes world of General Hospital, where paternity switches and medical miracles are commonplace, this absence screams plot hole or intentional foreshadowing. Everyone, from Brit herself to the Falconers, accepted the story at face value, chalking it up to Liesel's villainous meddling. But Liesel, for all her brilliance as a doctor and schemer, isn't infallible. She could have overlooked Brit's early pregnancy during the implantation, perhaps due to rushed circumstances or faulty initial tests. Let's expand on this with a creative flourish. Imagine Liesel, under pressure to execute the plan quickly to aid her daughter's romantic woes, skipped a thorough pre-procedure checkup, assuming her daughter's cycle was predictable. This mistake would make Roco undeniably Brit's biological child, raised by Lulu and Dante under false pretenses. The lack of genetic verification opens the door to endless possibilities, suggesting the writers might have planted this seed for an explosive comeback storyline, especially as Roco enters his teen years and family secrets start bubbling to the surface. If we're entertaining this bombshell theory, the next burning question is paternity. Who could be Roco's real father if not Dante? One prime candidate is none other than Dr. Patrick Drake himself. Brit's fixation on him wasn't just emotional. Their relationship had passionate moments that could have led to an unplanned conception. Right around the time of the embryo theft, Patrick, oblivious to the timeline overlap, might have fathered the child he briefly helped raise as Ben, creating a poetic irony in their tangled history. But let's not stop there. Another intriguing possibility points to Nicola's Casadini, Brit's on-again, off-again flame during that chaotic period. Nicola's was deeply involved in Ben's early life, stepping in as a pseudo-father figure and even clashing with others over the boy's welfare, inventing a new detail to heighten the drama. Perhaps there was a stolen night of passion between Brit and Nicola's just weeks before the implantation, fueled by their shared schemes and mutual attraction. If true, Nicolas could have been nurturing his own heir without realizing it, adding a Casadini legacy twist that would send shockwaves through Port Charles' elite circles. This revelation could reignite old rivalries, forcing Nicolas to confront his past and potentially fight for custody in a modern-day battle. As we wrap up this speculative journey, it's worth pondering how such a parentage switch would ripple through the current General Hospital landscape. Roco, now a young boy with his own personality emerging, has been shaped by Lulu and Dante's loving home. But a truth like this could shatter his sense of identity. Would Brit, if alive in some dramatic resurrection plot soap operas love those, seek to reclaim her son? Or would the show use this to explore themes of nature versus nurture, with added invented elements like hidden medical records surfacing from Liesel's old lab? The possibilities are endless, keeping fans on the edge of their seats. What do you think, loyal viewers? Could Brit truly be Rocco's biological mother all along? Are Dante and Lulu raising a child who isn't theirs by blood? Might we see a shocking parentage reveal that flips the script on this long-standing storyline? Next, we're uncovering the latest buzz surrounding TJ Ashford's mysterious absence, and what the future might hold for this fan-favorite character. In the ever-twisting world of Port Charles, it's no secret that the corridors of General Hospital have felt a little emptier without Dr. TJ Ashford lighting up the screen. Fans have been buzzing with questions ever since his last appearance back in December 2024, when heartbreak struck hard. Remember that gut-wrenching split from his longtime partner, Molly Lansing Davis? The couple's world crumbled after the tragic loss of their first child, a newborn daughter conceived through a surrogacy journey that tested their limits. TJ, portrayed with raw intensity by the talented Taj Bellow, vanished from the canvas amid the emotional fallout, leaving viewers to wonder if he'd ever return to mend his broken life or dive into new dramas. Adding a fresh layer to this narrative, imagine if TJ's off-screen time has been spent in quiet reflection, perhaps consulting with old mentors like his mother, Jordan Ashford, or even crossing paths with unexpected allies in Port Charles' underbelly elements. That could foreshadow a comeback laced with personal growth and unresolved tensions. Shifting the spotlight to the man behind the role, Taj Bellow has been making waves beyond the soap opera set. Recently, he took to social media to share an intimate update, giving fans a glimpse into his thoughts on TJ's trajectory. This isn't just casual chit-chat. It's a heartfelt message that resonates with the depth Bellow brings to his performances. Delving into this, Bellow's post comes at a pivotal moment, as he balances his acting career with personal milestones, potentially hinting at how real-life experiences are shaping his portrayal of complex emotions on screen. Inventing a new element here, perhaps Bellow drew from his own family stories of resilience to infuse TJ's grief with authenticity, creating scenes that not only captivated audiences, but also sparked conversations about mental health in the medical community, a subtle nod to how General Hospital weaves real-world issues into its fabric. Of course, one of the biggest highlights in Bellow's recent journey is his well-deserved nomination for a Daytime Emmy Award in the Outstanding Supporting Actor category. This accolade recognizes his powerhouse work in the surrogacy storyline, where TJ navigated the highs of impending fatherhood and the devastating lows of loss, alongside Molly. The ceremony is set to unfold in October of this year, promising a night of glitz and anticipation for soap enthusiasts everywhere. Expanding on this achievement, let's analyze how Bellow's nuanced performance captured the essence of vulnerability, from tense hospital confrontations to quiet moments of despair, elevating what could have been a standard plot into an Emmy-worthy exploration of human fragility. To add inventive depth, picture Bellow preparing for the awards by revisiting key episodes, perhaps collaborating with co-stars for rehearsal insights, which could inspire future story arcs where TJ confronts lingering pain in innovative ways, like through therapy sessions or unexpected reunions. In his Instagram video, shot in a casual selfie style that feels like a direct chat with fans, Bellow opened up about savoring this nomination. He expressed profound gratitude for the outpouring of support, from congratulatory messages to cheers for TJ's journey. What stands out is his reflection on the privilege of portraying raw grief as a Creole black man, a rare opportunity to showcase unfiltered emotions on a massive platform. He emphasized how this visibility matters, hoping it paves the way for more inclusive narratives featuring voices like his. Analyzing this section, Bellow's words highlight General Hospital's role in pushing boundaries, turning personal pain into powerful storytelling that resonates with diverse audiences. inventing a new twist. Envision if this Emmy nod leads to TJ's character arc evolving into advocacy work within the show, such as championing mental health resources for underrepresented communities, blending Bellow's real-life passions with on-screen development for even more impactful episodes. Bellow didn't stop there. He teased the uncertainty surrounding TJ's return to Port Charles. While he couldn't spill specifics on if or how TJ will reappear, his excitement about upcoming projects and a push for diverse storytelling has fans speculating wildly. This ambiguity keeps the suspense alive, suggesting potential crossovers or fresh plotlines that could redefine TJ's place in the hospital hierarchy. Providing detailed analysis, this statement underscores the evolving landscape of soap operas, where actors like Bellow advocate for representation, possibly influencing scripts that explore TJ's heritage more deeply. Think family secrets, from his Creole roots or professional challenges in a biased medical field, adding an original element. What if Bellow's upcoming projects include a behind-the-scenes documentary on soap production, offering fans insider looks that tie back to TJ's narrative, building hype for his eventual comeback? The response to Bellow's post was electric, with the comments section exploding in positivity. Fellow General Hospital star Mark Anthony Samuel, who brings life to Felix Dubois, chimed in with enthusiasm, declaring that more diverse storytelling is where it's at and offering brotherly congratulations. Similarly, Tanisha Harper, known for her role as Jordan Ashford, TJ's on-screen mom, shared her excitement, praising Bellow for doing big things. This camaraderie among the cast adds a warm, communal vibe to the update, reminding us of the tight-knit bonds that fuel the show's energy. Analyzing these interactions, they reflect the supportive ecosystem of General Hospital, where co-stars uplift each other, potentially hinting at collaborative storylines ahead like a family reunion arc for the Ashfords that brings TJ back into the fold. Inventively, imagine if these comments spark fan campaigns for TJ's return, leading to petition-driven plot twists that incorporate viewer feedback, making the audience feel like active participants in Port Charles drama. On a personal front, Bellow is gearing up for a major life chapter that could explain his current low profile. This fall, he's enrolling at Loyola Marymount University in Los Angeles to pursue a master's degree in entertainment leadership and management. This academic pursuit is bound to keep him occupied, blending education with his passion for the industry. Detailing this further, the program likely covers everything from production strategies to media ethics, equipping Bellow with tools that could enhance his acting and even open doors to directing or producing roles down the line. Inventing a new dimension. Perhaps Bellow's studies inspire a storyline where TJ takes a sabbatical to further his medical expertise, mirroring the actor's real-world ambitions and adding layers of realism to the character's evolution. This busy schedule might delay TJ's on-screen presence, but it promises a more enriched performance whenever he does return, infused with fresh perspectives from Bellow's educational journey. As we ponder TJ Ashford's fate, it's clear that Taj Bellow's updates are more than just social media fodder. They're a window into the heart of General Hospital's storytelling magic. Will TJ resurface to reconcile with Molly, or embark on a bold new path? How might his Emmy journey influence the show's direction? Share your predictions in the comments, and stay subscribed for all the sizzling spoilers. Port Charles awaits.